Hi, I'm Jeannette Ornelas, and I'm joined today by Nicole Bond. We're both a part of the Compromedia Omni team, and today we're discussing one key question. With financial stress and uncertainty on the rise, has COVID-19 shifted purchase behaviors for life insurance? But first, we have to address the ownership gap.
Absolutely. The ownership gap is an unfortunate reality where those who could really benefit from life insurance choose to opt out of getting coverage, as life insurance consistently takes the back seat to other financial priorities. Prior to the pandemic, actually nearly half of US adults did not own life insurance, and that was for a variety of reasons, some being misconception of cost, confusion of coverage, and difficulty in actually securing coverage due to the required medical exams. When the pandemic swept across America, the lack of coverage became an apparent necessity as people began to examine the financial implications of losing a loved one and the financial stress that would come with that. We actually saw Google search trends show a peak in searches for life insurance coinciding with the COVID-19 outbreak. The search results show people are searching for information about their policy coverage, but they're also looking for information regarding the cash value of their life insurance, which suggests an interest in potentially withdrawing or borrowing against those policies. As interest is peaking, it's a great opportunity for life insurance to break outside their typical run-of-the-mill advertisements to make their coverage options more attractive to a wider, more diverse audience, especially as we considered COVID-19's impact.
Yes, when we look at COVID-19, the impact really will have long-term cascading effects both on mental wellness and financial security. As Nicole mentioned, consumers are more actively researching their financial options and life insurance policies, which really does suggest that they are willing to reevaluate their insurance coverage. With life insurance on consumers' minds, carriers must really ensure that they have a keen understanding of those emotional triggers across significant life events. So with that, we really have to rethink the customer life cycle. And today we're going to quickly touch on 3 major life events and the impact of COVID-19. First, we have, changes in financial situation. With that, marketers really have to empathize with the increasing financial anxiety that we're seeing, which Nicole just touched on. For all adults, concerns over their financial future really have come to the forefront due to the high rate of unemployment and really an uncertain economic recovery. Mintel research shows that about 28% of insured adults receive their life insurance through an employer. As such, we are seeing disruptor brands really utilize messaging that resonates with current job security anxieties and emphasizes simple, affordable life insurance. So it's a time for, legacy brands to really think about how do the financial anxieties and change in financial situation really impact consumer state of mind and what insurance options they might be most open to. Second, when we think about having children, which we know, is a significant life event for people to consider life insurance, we have to really acknowledge the potential impact on family planning. The pandemic has changed the economic and social realities of people's lives, which may delay family planning. A June 2020 survey found that 40% of women reported they changed their plans about when to have children or how many children to have. So as the timelines of traditional milestones are redefined, marketers must recognize that major life choices just might not occur in a set order. And as such, we are seeing more messaging around, this idea of protection on your terms. Third, we have buying a home. We have to acknowledge that major life events not only may be happening at different points in people's lives, but they often overlap. We know that COVID-19 upended seasonal housing trends for first-time home buyers. Home searching trends tends to be front-loaded to the early months of the year, but this year we saw record interest in late spring continuing into summer. And we also know from Mintel research that 1 in 3 adults aged 35 to 44 move primarily to benefit their family when they purchase their current home. So when we think about how, starting a family, buying a home might overlap, we're seeing companies like Gerber Life who are, basically capitalizing on Zillow ad buys to connect buying a home with starting a family and getting a life insurance policy, really making it the top life insurance advertiser on the site in Q3 2020. So with all of this in mind, what's next for life insurers?
Well, for Americans who were already highly anxious about their financial situation before the pandemic struck, the economic fallout has only really exaggerated those concerns around an over-reliance on their employer benefits. So it's really important that carriers must explicitly link the value of life insurance to the changing priorities within the goals of those prospective clients. For example, a key takeaway is they can meet changing demands with transparency. In the wake of COVID-19, consumers were more actively researching their financial options and even, really considering life insurance policies. So insurers must proactively provide new and existing customers with clear answers about coverage details to constantly reinforce the product's value.
Yeah, and at a time with, so much uncertainty and so much, mental and emotional anxiety, we know that they also have to meet changing needs with empathy. Understanding that the timing of life events such as having a child, buying a home, big financial changes that tend to be reliable predictors of life insurance purchases are fluid. The flexible timelines of these life events should shape the timing, channel, and messaging of marketing to really better speak to specific needs and mindsets. And with that, that's what we have for you today. If you have any questions about anything we've discussed, please reach out, and thanks for listening.